सिसेमम, पेस्ट ऑफ सिसेमम पण तुम्हाला त्याच्यामध्ये सिसेमम लीफ वेबर, सिसेमम लीफ वेबर और रोलर और कैप्सूल बोरर, देन फीटिंग कैटरपिलर और कील हॉक मॉथ और डेड हेड मॉथ, सिसेमम गॉलफ्लाई, एस्पोंडिलिया sesame. This is the dipteran order pest family Cicidomidae. This pest important damage to the sesamum, making a galls. That's sesamum gallfly. Aspondalia sesame family Cicidomidae or Diptera. This is the dipteran order pest. Economic importance: it is the most noxious pest of sesamum and may cause heavy losses. It is a serious pest in Nagpur region and cause near about 20% damage to the sesamum is reported due to the sesamum gallfly. Mark of identification of that pest: adult, it is a small in size, about 0.5 mm in mosquito-like looking appearance of that fly, that is the mosquito-like ash gray in color. Maggot, immature stage of that pest, that is the maggot, which is a small in size, whitish in dirty whitish in color, mainly found inside the flowers and bores into the ovaries of flower buds and feed on the ovary. As a result of this infestation, flowers turns into malform. Mainly of gallfly deposit eggs on flower buds, flowers, and developing capsules. Incubation period 2 to 4 days. Maggot is near about 14 to 21 days. Pupal stage of that pest inside the galls caused by the maggot. Pupal period is near about 7 to 12 days. And adult life cycle completed within 7 to 12 days. So their site of oviposition is mainly in the flower buds, flowers, and developing capsules, and their pupal stage, which is found inside the galls, which is made by the maggot. Nature of damage: in that damaging stage of that pest, that is the this is the dipteran order pest. Their damaging stage is the maggot. After hatching from the eggs, maggot feeds on birds and cause gall formation in the place of a pod. So maggot mainly feed on a flower buds, flowers, and developing capsules. They form a gall-like structure instead of formation of a pods. So gall-like structure or gall formation means excessive growth of a infected plant portion, that is called as a gall formation. And due to that type of infestation, capsules form in a sesamum and their adverse effect on the yield of a sesamum. That's why it is called as a Gall-Andolia sesame. Management practices for gallfly: first one, removal and of infected birds along with maggot. Do not allow to grow plant in a off season, because off season plant carries the pest in a main uh, main season of a crop. Grow resistant variety N-166-5 against application of chemicals, mainly carbaryl 50 WP 1000 gram per hectare in 500 liter of water. Neem seed kernel extract 5%, neem oil 2%. Use alternate insecticide each time, and to avoid the use of same insecticide every time, because due to the continuous use of same insecticide, resistance may be developed in a pest. So this is all about the pest of sesamum, gallfly, sesamum leaf eating caterpillar, or tealhawk moth, or spinax caterpillar, or deadhead moth. The next important crop, that is the pest of safflower. So in which season safflower is this crop is taken in which season? Safflower season मतलब crop आहे. Safflower. सॅपफ्लॉवर म्हणजे काय मराठीमध्ये? सॅपफ्लॉवर
करडई.
हा करडई. मध्ये करडई खरीप रब्बी समर. This is the Rabbi season safflower. Best of safflower, that is the safflower aphids, and next one safflower repeating caterpillar. So safflower, that is the safflower aphids, scientific name Erolicon composite family or Hemiptera. Distribution: this pest cause considerable damage to safflower in Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, and Haryana states in our country. Host plant flower, night, sesamum, citrus, ornamental plants like dahlia, cornflower, calypsis, etc. Economic importance of that pest is the most notorious pest of safflower, having been imported from all areas of the state wherever the crop is grown. Infestation of the pest is noticed in a late sown crops as compared to the early sown crops. Late sown crops are mostly or heavily infested due to the safflower aphid. Mark of identification in that neems generally, this is the nymphal stage. Neems generally reddish brown in color and without the wings. Adult of safflower aphid, which is small in size, 2 mm in length, shiny black in color, soft bodied insect, and having a cornicles on their dorsal region of a body. Bionomics or life cycle or life history of aphids. The nymphs, which are smaller in size, reddish brown in color, the aphids mainly active from the month of December to April. The female produce 6 to 56 young ones with an average of 21. It completes its life cycle in 11 to 16 days. The adult aphid has lifespan of 17 days. So this pest is mainly active from the month of November, December to April. Nature of damage. This is the sucking pest. That's why their damaging stage, nymph as well as adults suck the cell sap from tender leaves as well as from the tender shoots. Result of that infestation, curling and yellowing of tender leaves reduce the vitality of a plant. Besides sucking the cell sap, these pests also secrete a honeydew-like substance on upper surface of a leaves plant parts, forming a black sooty mold growth on that secreted surface of a leaves as well as plant. And this black sooty mold adverse effect on the photosynthetic activity of a plant, and result of that infestation, plant growth is stunted, and finally the plant should be dry. So this type of damage is caused by the aphids. So mostly aphids concentrate their infestation on leaves as well as on a tender shoots. This is the safflower plant. On that safflower plant, infestation mostly on a tender shoot portion and below the leaves, lower side of a leaves. Management practices: early sowing in the first week of October in case of irrigated condition, and in case of water scarcity or drought prone areas, sowing the crop in a second week of September is recommended. This is the recommendation. In a drought prone area, sowing should be in a second fortnight of September, means from the 15 September to 30 September in a drought prone areas. Intercropping along with safflower, groundnut, intercropping, uh, crop rotation with safflower, groundnut, soybean, safflower, bajra, jawar, safflower. 5 to 6 irrigation are sufficient for this crop. First irrigation should be given measures in that late sowing must be in a week of October in a irrigated condition, and in a drought prone condition in a second fortnight of a September. If the attack is observed in the border rows, take control measures, avoid excessive use of nitrogen, maintain 2 to 3 rows of maize sorghum around the fields, release predator Chrysoperla or grubs at the rate 1 or 2 eggs or grub per plant. Conserve parasitoids, Aphidy, Critus, Apidihorus, Micromus, Cineris, Echinodon, Scutularis, Harmonia, Octomaculata, Aphelinus species. Application of chemicals in that 0.02% phosphomidon, 0.03% dimethoate, thiometon, acephate, quinolphos, phentheon, 0.01% carbaryl, malathion, or dusting with a pozzolan 4% dust, methyl parathion 2% dust at the rate 20 kg per hectare as soon as the incidence is noticed. Next one, pest of safflower, that is the safflower leaf eating caterpillar, Perigenia capensis, family Noctuidae, order Lepidoptera. The insect occurs throughout India. It is a regular pest of a safflower. Mark of identification: moth, which is a medium in size, dark brown in color with blackish brown forewings, light brown hindwings. Larval stage, which is a greenish, become dark brown 25 mm long in a size. The anal segment of a larva, which is humped, and the body has some purple marking on their body surface. Life cycle: eggs near about 345 to 371 eggs deposited in a singly or in a groups on a crop. Foliage incubation period 4 to 5 days. Larval duration is near about 2 to 3 weeks. Pupal stage of that pest is mainly in a soil. It lasts about a week. Adult is a dark brown in color. Adult period is near about a 1 week. Nature of damage: larval stage is the damaging stage. Larva feeds on a leaves and sometimes on a capitulum of a safflower. It also feeds on bracts, flowers, capsules. Enormous yield loss is near about 62.6 to 100%, maybe in a severe case of infestation, and completely defoliate the plant. Management practices: dusting with Fuzalon 4% dust, methylparathion 2% dust at the rate of 20 kg per hectare as soon as the incidence is noticed. So these are the two major pests of safflower aphid, and safflower leaf-eating caterpillar. Next, oilseed crop, that is the mustard. Mainly mustard is infected by the major pest: mustard, sawfly, diamondback moth, mustard aphids. First one, diamondback moth, scientific name Plutula xylostula, family Plutilidae, order is the Lepidoptera. So why this pest is called as a diamondback moth? Because when this moth rests on their forewings, three whitish triangular spots, and they form a diamond shaped pattern. At the time of resting, they form a diamond shaped pattern on their body or on their forewings. That's why it is called as a diamond back moth. Larval stage, which is yellowish green in color with fine erect black hairs scattered all over the body. Yellowish green in color and black hairs all over the body of a larval stage. Adult, mainly adult, small in size, grayish brown in color, having pale whitish narrow wings with yellow inner margins. Forewings have three white triangular spots along the inner margin. Triangular marking of opposite wings appear as a diamond shaped pattern. Hind wings have openings and long hairs present on a margin of a hind wings. Life cycle: mostly adult of a diamondback moth deposit near about 100 eggs on a surface of a leaves. Incubation period 3 to 6 days. Larval duration is near about 14 to 21 days. Pupal duration is near about 4 to 5 days. Pupal stage in a cocoons, which is made by the larva. Adult duration is near about 15 to 18 days, near about 8 to 12 generations completed in 1 year. Damaging stage of that pest, that is the caterpillar, along cause damage to the mustard. The first instar caterpillar just scrap the leaf surface, where other subsequent instars eat upon the leaves from the margins to inwards, leaving intact main veins. In a case of severe infestation, often entire plants are eaten by the larval stage during the heavy infestation. This is the infestation of a diamond back moth. Management practices in that first one, install pheromone traps, 5 traps per acre to monitor the moth activity of that pest. Collection and careful destruction of a larvae at gregarious stage at least twice a week. Conserve Potatia putuli. It is an important parasitoid of a diamond back moth. Didiga insulari is also important parasitoids of the diamondback moth. For the control, apply 5% malathion dust at the rate of 37.5 kg per hectare. This is the major pest of mustard and other pole crops, diamond back moth. The next one major pest of mustard, that is the mustard sawfly, Athelia Lugens proxima family, Tenthinidae order, Hymenoptera. This is the economic importance of that pest. Most important pest, that is the only harmful pest belongs to order Hymenoptera, and all other insect belongs to order Hymenoptera. These are beneficial or helpful to the human beings. This is the only one insect belongs to Hymenoptera order which is cause economic damage to the crops. Mustard sawfly, Athelia lugens proxima. The sawfly is one of the most important pests of mustard and other cruciferous plant, cause qualitative and quantitative loss of the crop. Is a polyphagous insect, is considered as a devastating pest of vegetables in India. This pest has been recorded from almost all the states of India. It feeds on various cruciferous plants like mustard, cabbage, cauliflower, knoll, cole, and turnip. Mark of identification, larval stage is mostly greenish black with wrinkled body and has 8 pairs of prolegs. When we touch the larva, which is falls to the ground and paying the death, means when we touch that larva, the larva should be dropped down on a ground portion and actually resembles like a death of a larva. Adult stage, head and thorax, which is a blackish in color, abdomen orange in color, wings are translucent, smoky, and black fins. Adult fly measures 8 to 11 mm in length. Female with saw-like ovipositor and abdomen which is orange in color. Wings are translucent markings of postal marking of a wing which is blackish in color, and abdomen of that pest which is violet or brown in color. Head and thorax which is blackish in color. Life cycle, mustard sawfly breeds from October to March, and the larvae rest in their pupal cocoons in the ground during the summer period. The adult emerge from these cocoons early in October. They lie for 2 to 8 days and deposit 30 to 35 eggs singly in slits made with a saw-like ovipositor along the undersurface of a leaf margins. The eggs will be hatched within 4 to 8 days and the larvae feed exposed in a groups of 3 to 6 on the leaves during morning and evening hours. They remain hidden during the daytime and when we disturb fall to the ground and actual resembles like a death of a larva. They pass through 7 stages and are full grown in 16 to 35 days. Full fed larvae descend the plant and enter the soil at a depth of 35 to 25 to 30 mm. Pupate in a waterproof oval-shaped cocoons made by silk and emerge from them as adult in 11 to 31 days. Thus, total life cycle completed within 31 to 34 days. This pest completes 2 to 3 generations from October to March. Nature of damage. Initially, larva nibbles leaves, later it feeds from the margin towards the midrib. Initially, younger stages, larva nibbles the leaves, means make a holes on a leaves, later feed on that leaves from margin towards the midrib of a plant. The grubs cause numerous shoot holes. One riddled the entire leaves by voracious feeding. They devour the epidermis of the shoot, resulting in drying up seedling and failure to bear seeds in older plants. The larva of mustard supply cause damage by eating the leaf radish, and larva also feeds on leaves by cutting small holes into the lamina of the leaf and ultimately skeletonize the plant. Only remains the midribs of a plant. Totally all leaves should be eaten by that larva. Management practices: summer plowing to destroy the pupal stage, maintain clean cultivation, early sowing should be done, apply irrigation in a seedling stage is a very crucial for supply management because most of the larvae die due to the drowning effect, sink in a water. That's why apply irrigation in a seedling stage. Collection and destruction of a larva of supply in the morning and evening hours because they hide during the daytimes. That's why collection and destruction of larvae in morning and evening hours. Use of bitter gourd seed oil emulsion as an antiphedant. Bitter gourd seed oil emulsion will be effective as an antiphedant. Spray the crop with malathion 50 EC at the rate 1 liter or quinolphos 25 EC at the rate 625 ml in 500 to 600 liter of water per hectare once in October and again in March, April. So mustard supply is one of the major pest of a mustard, and this is the only one harmful insect belongs to order Hymenoptera. Mustard supply. Next one major pest of mustard, that is the mustard aphids. Mustard aphids, scientific name Liphapis iricemi, order Hemiptera, family Aphididae. Identification: adult, mostly small, soft bodied, pear shaped, having a transparent wings. Nymphal stage, which is a yellowish in color, pear in shape, and having a cornicles both in adult as well as in a nymphal stage. Life cycle. This aphid is most abundant from December to March when it infests various cruciferous oilseeds and vegetables. During summer, it is believed to migrate to the hills, and there is some evidence that aphids also survive on abandoned stray plant of cabbage and on cruciferous weeds in the plains. This pest breeds parthenogenetically, and the females gives birth to 26 to 133 nymphs. They grow very fast. Within 7 to 10 days, adult should be emerged from the nymphs. About 45 generations completed in a 1 year. 45 generations. Cloudy and cold weather is near about 20 degrees centigrade or below 20 degrees centigrade. Temperature is most favorable for the multiplication of this pest. Wings forms are produced in autumn and spring, and they spread from one field to the another field, from locality to locality. Nature of damage. Damaging stage. Nymphs and adults suck the cell sap from leaves, stem, buds, pods, inflorescence, also developing pods. Due to the very high population of the pest, the vitality of the plant is greatly reduced. The leaves acquire a curly appearance. The flower should be fall. Developing pods do not produce healthy seeds. The yield of an infested crop is reduced 1/4 to 1 feet. This is the mustard crop, which is heavily infected by the mustard aphid. Management practices: set up yellow sticky trap to monitor the aphid population. Conserve natural enemies like predators, Coccinella, Septum punctata, Minochilus, Sex maculata. Application of chemicals: mainly systemic group of chemicals should be used for the spraying, in that dimethoate 2 ml per liter, dimethoate 30 EC 2 ml per liter, methyl O-dimetone 25 EC, malathion 50 EC, chlorpyrifos 20 EC. These are the effective systemic group of chemical insecticides. Then granular application of insecticides, mainly 10 kg phorate at the rate 10 kg phorate per hectare, or 33 kg carbofuran 3G at per hectare. After the application of granular insecticide, light irrigation should be given for the better result. The next crop, that is the linseed. Linseed is mainly infected by the linseed gall midge or linseed gall fly. Scientific name Dacinura leni, family Cecidomidae, order Diptera. The only important pest of linseed in a linseed gallfly, which often break out in an epidemic form in a Nagpur division. Destruction of flower buds to the extent of 20% is caused due to the gallfly. Larva mainly transparent with yellow patch on the abdomen of a larval stage. Adult fly, which is a small, looks like a mosquito. Abdomen generally reddish brown in a color. The female deposit 29 to 103 smooth transparent eggs in the folds of 17 flowers, or in the tender green bud, either singly or in a clusters of 3 to 5 days. The eggs hatch in 2 to 5 days. Just after emergence, larvae are transparent with yellow patch on the abdomen. They pass through 4 instars in 4 to 10 days. When fully grown, becomes deep pink and measures about 2 mm in length. Full grown maggot drop to the ground, prepare a cocoon and pupate in a soil. The pupal period is near about 4 to 9 days. One generation is completed within 10 to 24 days. There are 4 overlapping generations completed in one season. Nature of damaging stage of that pest, that is the maggot. Damage is the result of feeding by maggots on birds and flowers, and due to that type of infestation, there is no any pod formation takes place in a linseed, and their adverse effect on the yield of a linseed. Then management practices: adult flies can be killed by using a light traps. The flies are also attacked in a daytime to molasses or gur added to the water. The incidence of this pest is more on the late sown crop as compared to the normal sowing or early sown crop. So sowing should be done at the recommended period of sowing. Dust with 5% carbaryl 50 to 20 kg per hectare or spray carbaryl 50 WP at the rate 1.125 kg per hectare in 600 to 750 liter of water per hectare. Conserve larval parasitoids Stas dacinuri, Elasmus species, Erytoma species, Torimus species, Tetrastachus species. These are the larval parasitoids of a linseed gall fly. The next one, major oilseed crop, that is the soybean. Mainly soybean is infested by the various crops: Bihar hairy caterpillar, tobacco caterpillar, gram pod borer, thrips, whitefly. These are the pests we have seen in earlier in groundnut. So most important pest in a soybean also infested, that is the girdle beetle. Scientific name Oberia brevis, family Cyrambicidae, order Coleoptera. This is the Coleopteran pest, common name girdle beetle. Girdle beetle. Infestation is more in Vidarbha region, cause loss up to 12% in a yield. Mark of identification: grub stage, which is a color soft bodied with a dark head. Adult stage mainly yellow, red brown head and thorax, and base of elytra, which is a dark brownish or blackish in color. So girdle beetle means girdle stem portion of a plant for deposition of their eggs. That's why it is called as a girdle beetle, girdling the stem. That's why it is called as a girdler beetle. Nature of damage: mainly girdling of a stem and petioles by the adult beetle. The inside of the stem is invaded by larvae at the stem. The leaves of plant is infected portion which is unable to get the nutrient and in latter stage the plant is cut about 15 to 25 centimeter above the ground. So this girdle beetle first make a girdles on a stem for the deposition of a eggs, and due to that this stem or petioles becomes dry, and grub also feed on that infested girdle stem inside the infested girdle stem. So this is the infestation of a grub stage of a girdle beetle. Adult girdle stem and feed on the petioles Grub feeds on inner content of the stem, which result into drying if edges, leaves, and plants completely. Management practices: demer planting time on the onset of monsoon, optimum seed rate 70 to 100 kg per hectare. Intercropping with maize, sorghum should be avoided. Crop rotation, avoid excessive nitrogenous fertilizers. Collection and destruction of infested plant parts along with egg masses. Remove the infested plant part at least once in 10 days and bury them in a compost pit to monitor and reduce the population of a girdle beetle. Apply for it 10 g at the rate 10 kg per hectare or carbofuran 3 g at the rate 30 kg per hectare at the time of sowing. One or two spray of 0.03% dimethoate 30 EC or 0.05% quinol phos 25 EC or 0.05% methyl dimetone 25 EC or 0.04% can be checked for further damage. Spray the crop with quinol phos 25 EC, triazopos 40 EC at the rate 2 ml per liter of water at the crop age 30 to 35 days and repeat the application after 15 to 20 days of first application. So all about this all about the pest of oilseed crops.